Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Good to be here.
So today we're looking into a specific perspective on accountability. It's focused on the Black community, drawing from a written piece about family structures and, well, social status.
Right. And this source, it really poses a pretty direct question.
Which is?
Basically, why, in the author's view, do Black men seem to fail to take responsibility for certain community issues?
Okay, like what kind of issues?
Well, the text zeroes in on things like single-parent households being common, and what the author frames as limitations on the race's social advancement.
Got it. And there are statistics mentioned, right?
Yeah, the piece highlights one specifically, that 66.7% of Black women are single.
Wow. Okay.
It adds that Black women are reportedly the group most likely to be single parents. That's the data presented in the source.
So what's the core argument based on that?
The central claim, really, is that instead of acknowledging any role in these issues, the author contends that Black men deflect the blame, and they place it squarely onto Black women.
How does the author say that happens? Like, what examples are given?
Well, the source points to, discussions or situations where Black men are apparently quite critical of Black women.
Critical.
And at the same time, idealizing women of other races. That's the portrayal in the piece.
Interesting.
And there's another layer to this argument in the source.
Okay.
The author asserts that even when Black men do partner with women from outside the Black community,
Right.
these broken family structures still supposedly happen quite often.
So the author uses that to reinforce the point about where the accountability supposedly lies.
Exactly. It sort of circles back to that main contention about Black men, according to this viewpoint.
Okay, so let's maybe dig into that blame aspect a little more. How is it described?
Well, the source gives examples, like instances where Black men apparently tell Black women it's their fault.
Their fault for what?
For choosing, unsuitable partners to have children with.
Okay.
And there's also this other claim mentioned.
Yeah.
That Black men criticize Black women for being, quote, too masculine.
Too masculine, and the implication there is...
The author suggests this criticism is used to frame Black women as less desirable for marriage.
So the author sees these criticisms as, what? A way to dodge responsibility?
Pretty much. The piece presents these criticisms as, like, evidence of Black men avoiding their own accountability.
Right.
It emphasizes these moments, even mentioning panel discussions, where the author alleges Black men engage in, well, bashing Black women.
While praising others.
Simultaneously praising women of other races, yes. That's the picture painted by the source.
Okay, so pulling it all together then, this source is essentially arguing. What's the main takeaway?
The primary assertion seems to be that Black men are presented as the main cause of broken families.
Right.
And also responsible for what the author sees as hindered social progress within the community.
And this is all happening, the author claims, while these same men are blaming Black women.
Precisely. That's the core dynamic described. The source makes some really direct accusations.
Such as?
Stating that Black men purportedly don't want to date Black women.
Okay.
That they fault Black women for their choices in partners. And, as we mentioned, criticize them for having traits labeled too masculine.
So, a really pointed perspective laid out in this source material.
Definitely quite strong claims.
Which brings us, I guess, to a final thought for our listeners. Considering these strong opinions and assertions we've just discussed from this one source, what might be some of the potential complexities or maybe alternative viewpoints worth thinking about when looking at family dynamics and social progress, really in any community?
That's a good question to ponder.
It certainly gives one specific and quite charged lens to consider these complex issues through. Something to think about.